Hello everybody, welcome back to the James Lawrence Alcott channel. It's been a couple of days since I saw you, but you saw a different side of me on Monday.
Come on England! You're gonna win it! Come on! Yeah! Yes! Fuck off!
Sorry about that. I mean, if you enjoyed it. I shouldn't be saying sorry. The two lads next to me, you lot, calling them, I'm not even going to say it, but harsh. Two bloody good lads, and one of them's actually Welsh and Irish, isn't actually even English, so maybe give him a break. But yeah, just they're my mates, right? So leave them alone. Anyway, let's talk about the next game. We've won that game, England-Tunisia. I want to talk about the pros and the cons of the Tunisia game, big questions that Gareth Southgate's got to answer, and how I would set up, and I would think I'm going to make 5 changes, or I would make 5 changes to this England team for this game.
Fuck off!
Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because, especially for the OGs, the James Lawrence Alcott OGs, original gangsters who've been subscribed to me, I've only got 5,000 at the moment. Want to get to 6,000, I'm only 200 away. So yeah, if you are new and you want to subscribe and be an OG, then hit the subscribe button right now. But all of you OGs, stick around to the end of the video because I need to talk to you about something. The Tunisia game was brilliant. You saw that obviously in my last video.
You're gonna win it!
I was so pleased for the lads.
Yes!
Winning late is a habit, and once you do it once, then you have a stronger belief and a more confident composure when you get to the last 10 minutes of a game and you still need a goal. So doing that in that first game is massive. I think some people were going, look, France won 2-1 against a team they should have beaten. Everyone's saying that they didn't play very well. I don't think you can say that about England. I think we did play well. I think there are some generational battle scars. I think at both ends of the pitch we were a bit nervous in terms of taking our chances in the first half. Lingard, Sterling, which we'll get onto in terms of the cons. And at the back, I thought we were a little bit nervy as well. But in terms of the pros, I thought the system worked. That is a system that we can use again if we want to. I think we can move it around if we want to as well. We got that a little bit of luck, which just gave us a break, gave the media the opportunity to go, well done, guys. Allowed, as you saw around the country, England fans to have a moment and enjoy that. And it allowed a bit of positivity and a bit of belief to set into the team. For Southgate, it was absolutely huge. He's been so calm and confident and clear in what he wants and how he wants his squad to behave. And they did behave that way. He said it in the press. I want to be like other countries who have a philosophy of play and we stick to it even if it gets to the last 10 minutes of a game. And that's exactly what he did. And the last thing that I thought was great about the Tunisia game was the fact that the substitutes made a real impact. This is a squad where you've probably got one world-class player. Maybe, weirdly, we're playing Kyle Walker as a right centre-back. You could maybe say he's a world-class right-back. But apart from that, they are squad players. And so what I like about that is that there's going to be that kind of understanding that it needs to be about the system and the squad and the team. And Rashford and Loftus-Cheek stepped into the game thinking, not only can I impact the game, but can I impact the game in a way that's going to get me a start in the next game and down the line in the tournament? Because this team isn't set in stone and we've got players who can come into the exact same system. As delusional as I enjoy being when it comes to England,
You're gonna win it!
let's be smart about this. Let's be realistic about this. There were some cons as well. I said that I was quite happy about Ashley Young playing left wing back. I don't think it worked in my opinion. I think we needed a bit more pace going forward. We were looking to get the ball out wide a lot, but the problem we had was we've got Maguire, who's a right-footed centre back, coming out with the ball, playing it to Ashley Young, but then Ashley Young wasn't moving forward on from there. He kept coming back and it meant we just had to recycle the play instead of getting in behind. When we put Rashford and Loftus-Cheek on, you'll notice that we didn't actually get any huge joy down the left-hand side. It was down the right-hand side where they started to work the channels a bit, go beyond, and we were able to get in behind. So Ashley Young for me didn't work. I was hoping that he might cut in and put crosses in, not think about it, just do it. And he didn't because I guess Southgate wants us to play. So for me, that was the main reason for playing Ashley Young in this team. And so I'm not sure he's worth starting again because it did get frustrating in that second half. I would put Rose in this team because I think we need to be able to go beyond and really just totally go at them. I mean, he didn't do anything overly wrong, but he's clearly limited in that position. And for me, it was worth trying it out, but it didn't work. The second con for me from that game was Lingard. Now, Lingard I really like. I like his movement, I like his intelligence, but I was disappointed with not his missing of chances because that happens. He's there and he's trying. I can forgive that. What I was really frustrated about in the second half of the game was I felt like Henderson was really isolated. The opposition were quite deep, and then our sort of 5 or 6 players who were going forward were pushing right onto the back line of Tunisia. That's fine as a starting position, but Lingard or Ali, and from my point of view, it was Lingard who could have been an option a lot more, needs to start in that position, then drop into a pocket of space to pick up the ball on that 45-degree angle and then be able to move it on again to those front line players. He didn't do that. He didn't show for me enough. Because of that, I think he's in danger of losing his place as well. And the final con for me was Sterling. I was desperate for Sterling to do well, and ultimately he didn't. Every time he got the ball, it seemed to get a little bit stuck under his feet. He didn't have the same space that he has playing for Man City, because he's obviously out wide and he gets to have those one-on-one positions. In the central areas, he had players all around him and he didn't look totally comfortable in that position, which was a shame because I was desperate for him to do well. In the game against Nigeria, he really bombed on and was that final man. I didn't feel like he did that as much. I think he should let Kane and the other guys maybe be the guys who come and pick up the ball, and him stay up there and look to run beyond if he's going to play in that role. But if he can't improve his performances and get some goals, then Jamie Vardy's going to be on the bench and he's going to be going, hang on a minute, I should be starting if you want someone to go beyond. The final thing I want to kind of say about Raheem Sterling, and I've done videos about Raheem Sterling about the bad press that he gets, because I saw a couple of comments saying that I shouldn't be digging out Raheem Sterling. Now I think that's unfair on the rest of the squad, because Raheem Sterling, as much as he should be praised for when he plays brilliantly, and he shouldn't be chastised in any way that is not relevant to him playing football. Bottom line is, and I've met Raheem Sterling as a 15-year-old kid, when he was a 15-year-old kid when I was doing reporting for the QPR youth team. I am desperate for him to do well, but he didn't play well. And so as much as we want to be fair to him in terms of being positive about him and not talking about nonsense, which has happened time and again, and as I say, I've said that on this channel, on the other side of it, if he doesn't play well, you've still got to look at that and go, are there other players who are going to help this team get further in the competition? So the big questions for Gareth Southgate are twofold. It's the formation and of course it's the lineups. Let's start with the formation. This is Panama, remember. We're not playing Belgium, but we are about to play Belgium. You've got two options. Familiarity. So stick with the 3-5-2, allow Kyle Walker to play another game in that position, I don't think any of these guys are really playing 3-5-2 that much with their clubs, so it is something that they probably want to get more and more familiar with. But I don't think that's the right decision here. The reason I say that is because I don't think we're going to play a team that's going to defend us deep and they're going to allow us to have as much possession as Panama will do and as Tunisia did from that game onwards. So what I would like to see is basically doubling down on the fact that we've got a really good squad. We've got good flexibility. I think we need flexibility in terms of the formations as well. I think they looked comfortable in that system. They've obviously been well drilled in that system. But if we need to have different options, then this is a game where I think we can be brave and go, whatever 11 we put out on the pitch, they should be winning this game of football, especially in an England squad that has so much competition. So what I would like to see is a 4-3-3. And that is why I've got 5 changes to this lineup, which sounds strange because we've just won a game of football in a World Cup, which doesn't happen that often. But I think it's for the good of the team, the good of the squad, and the good of England moving forward. All of these changes need to happen because, as I say, Panama are a weak team. We have a squad that has a lot of players that it's very close between who's the better player. And what you've got as an opportunity here is the chance to give most of the squad playing time in the World Cup, because you might need some of those guys down the line. Belgium are coming up, better teams are coming up. I don't believe that Gareth Southgate wants to play Henderson on his own as a defensive midfielder when we start playing against the Belgians. I would play Kyle Walker at right back. In the second half, I was getting a bit frustrated at the fact that, look, I get why he's there, but if we're barely defending, I don't see the point in him being there. Whereas Trippier, as fantastic as he was the other night, Kyle Walker is a better right back. He's a more exhilarating right back and he can get in behind and do things and take players on. So I would play 4 at the back. I would play Pickford again in goal. I think he needs that confidence. He needs to know that he's the number one. I would then play Kyle Walker at right back. I would play Cahill and Stones. Cahill and Maguire, it was a close call. So on the left-hand side, I would put Rose in for Ashley Young. So that's your 4 at the back. I then would play Eric Dyer as the holding midfielder. The Spains, the Germanys of this world, if we can get that far. In the centre of the park, I would swap Henderson with Dyer because I can see Gareth Southgate playing Dyer and Henderson in the game against Belgium. And if you allow Dyer to play in this game, that means he's played in the World Cup. That's done. He's going to play in a game where he's going to get the ball a lot. He's going to be able to pass the ball a lot. He's going to be able to get his confidence up. This is a game where we need to be switched on. We need to be ready to go. We need to be clinical in what we're doing so we don't have the same kind of stresses as the last one. But I think we have an opportunity here to let confidence go up a notch, and confidence within the whole squad, with that competitive nature that this squad has, that I think will allow it to thrive. He's a centre-back initially, isn't he, in his career, so he could drop back in and do that job if they want to become a 3 at times, but he will just sit there and be some cover for Cahill and for Stones. The other 2 midfielders that I would play in front of him would be Dele Alli once again, if he's fit. He didn't have a great game against Tunisia, so I would play him again to allow him to maybe get that confidence up, get himself a goal. I think he's worth sticking with. On the other side, Loftus-Cheek, I would swap in for Lingard. Lingard, I think, can deal with being a substitute. I think he's almost delighted to be in the starting 11. He's not one of our main men, so to make that move I think is okay, and I think Loftus-Cheek has shown that he has got some incredible quality, incredible physicality. He was able to go beyond but also have good feet as well. I think he's earned an opportunity to try and do something, and if you're not using him in the next game, this is just a little kind of opportunity for him to go and tell me why you should be playing in the game against Belgium. But you'll also want to see him do the hard work backwards as well. And up top, I would play a front 3. I play Harry Kane, obviously, as the central striker. I think he's not going to be isolated there because of the amount of possession that England are going to have. Alongside Harry Kane, I would play Raheem Sterling. I would stick with him. The reason I would stick with him because I think it sends out such a strong and negative message to Raheem Sterling, who's had a brilliant season at Man City, but is obviously going through a difficult time with England. And you've got Panama there, which is such an opportunity for him to get a goal and try and put it right and try and get his confidence up. That is a free hit for Gareth Southgate to allow someone like Raheem Sterling to play. He's not going to totally let you down. He might get frustrated and it doesn't work, and then I think you've given him 2 chances and you might need to make a change for the Belgium game. But I think it would be too soon to drop him from this England side. He's an unbelievable player, a player that just I think needs a bit of love and a bit of confidence and just needs to get that first goal somehow off his arse, whatever, just to get beyond not scoring for so long. And once he does that, then I think you've got a better chance. And again, the squad will be stronger for it if he has a good game. So I would stick with Raheem Sterling in the starting 11. And the final striker I would put into the team is Marcus Rashford. For similar reasons to Loftus-Cheek, our main changes in an attacking sense are going to be Loftus-Cheek and they're going to be Rashford. Vardy hasn't come on yet, and I think they should definitely look to try and get him on as a substitute because, again, you keep the competition rife. But Rashford has been brilliant against Costa Rica. He made a huge difference. I think he maybe even won the corner for the goal against Tunisia, and he's deserved a starting place as well. And again, I think you're giving him opportunity to go on, Rashford. Go and do your thing. Go and take the piss, basically, which is exactly what he did against Costa Rica. So I would play Rashford. I would play him on the left-hand side. I would play Raheem Sterling on the right-hand side, but you could swap them. And I would play a 4-3-3. As I said at the start of the video, I wanted to talk to you about something else. So if you don't know me from Ball Street, which I imagine probably most of you do, but if you don't, then due to Vanarama being absolute legends and giving us a van, we are being let loose on the road. That's me, Flav, and Sam from United People's TV. We're going to be given a van and we're going to be allowed to drive to Russia for the Belgium game. I'm going to Russia. I'm going to a World Cup game. Well, I hope I'm going to a World Cup game. It might not happen. And by that, when I say it might not happen, that's not me not driving to Russia. It's me not getting in the ground because we're going to go there and give it a go and see if we can get some tickets, and we're going to have a laugh along the way. It might be an absolute nightmare. It might go totally wrong, but it's going to be an adventure all the same. So what I want all you OGs to do is, first of all, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, okay? The reason I want you to do that is, it helps me get my followers up, which is decent, isn't it? But more importantly than that, I'm going to be on a road trip with 2 guys who at some point are probably going to wind me up a little bit, okay? So what do you do? What's the best tactic if someone could wind you up at some stage? You wind them up, okay? That's yours, it's a little nugget for you. So first of all, I need you to follow those two things. The reason I need you to follow both those things is because I'm going to be posting stuff. We're going to be doing lives on Bull Street. I'll probably do lives on my own phone as well, because we want to get you guys involved and help us make decisions along the way. And there's going to be a lot of decisions to make as we drive 20 odd hours to get to Kaliningrad for the England-Belgium game. The second thing I want you to do is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do that right now. Third thing I want you to do is I want some ideas from you. I want some pranks that I can do on the lads in the hotel rooms or in the van, or little challenges. Could be something like how many song titles can you get in a day, things like that. Just funny things that I can do to kind of wind them up without them knowing, or just for my own amusement. Little challenges from you. Let me know them in the comments below, or tweet me or Instagram me with your suggestions, and the best ones I will do, and I will vlog, and then I will put it on this channel. So I need your help with this one. So let me know all your ideas. What's a good challenge we can do in the car? What's a good game we can do in the car? Sorry, it's a van. We're driving a van to Russia. We're driving a van to Russia. It'd be good. But yeah, I want to get you guys involved along the way, basically. So make sure you do. As OGs, we watch to the end. I need your help. And I fucking love you guys for subscribing and getting involved, okay? So there you have it, a lot of information, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. As I say, I'm nearly at 6K. It'd be good to get there before the end of the weekend or before the road trip starts, and make sure you get your ideas in the comments below. I'll see you soon. You're gonna win it!